Hey guys, Cody Bertrand here, and welcome to another episode of Cody B Fishing. And today I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about which divisions of the 2022 Bassmaster Opens I'm going to be doing, tell you a little bit about each lake in the divisions that we're going to, a little bit of history that I have, and a little bit just what the lake is about, and just familiarize ourselves with the lakes and what they have to offer. So, starting off the year, I'm going to be doing the Northerns and the Southerns this coming year. I'm very excited. And they're both divisions have lakes that I really like. I've been to most of them. I think there's literally only one lake on these out of the six that I have not been to. So I'm excited to get out there and see what the year has to offer. So starting off, the first Southern Open of the year is going to be on the KISSIMMEE Channel Lakes, February 3rd through the 5th. And the KISSIMMEE Channel Lakes, this will be my third or fourth time being. I think it's my third time to the KISSIMMEE Channel Lakes, and this will be my second time as a boater. The first time we were there was actually the best finish I've had as a boater thus far. I finished 16th out of over 200 guys, so definitely a little bit of confidence in this chain of lakes, and that's what it is a chain of lakes that has a little bit, it's like 4 or 5 lakes, and each lake has a little bit something different to offer. Each lake is, you just got to look at each lake and see what works for you. Each lake has the winning fish in them. That's what's so cool about the chain is each lake has something different to offer, and each one has winning fish. So you just go down there, see what you like, and there's pads, there's offshore hydrilla, there's shell beds, there's reeds you can flip. Might be bed fishing a little bit if the moon gets right, the weather gets right, because that's another thing with Florida is these Florida strain bass are very weather sensitive. So you gotta definitely take that into consideration while you're down there, and that'll play a huge role in what I end up doing as well. There's offshore grass, you can get into some schools of them, and there's all kinds of different things you can do. So very excited to get down there. I love Florida. I've had a lot of good memories and experiences down there each time I go down there, and it's a really cool. The wildlife down there, it's always abundant with wildlife, and it's always just one of my favorite stops of the year to get down there and get start the year off. Second stop of the Southern Opens will be on Cherokee Lake in East Tennessee. That will be March 31st through April 2nd. Now, throughout the years of kind of either driving through southeast Tennessee or fishing either Cherokee or Douglas, I fall in love more and more with that area of the country each time I go there. It's all mountains all around you. It's really scenic, and I just love it every time we go there. The lake is very scenic as well. It's very unique. It fluctuates quite a bit throughout the year, and you've got largemouth and smallmouth. Cherokee definitely is more abundant with smallmouth though, in that regard. So a lot of guys tend to target smallmouth quite a bit, but you can run up the river. There's been big bags of largemouth caught before. That always seems to play a role as well. You can come in with a mixed bag. So there's definitely a lot of options for guys to do. I've been to Cherokee once before. 2 years ago, finished 26 out of 200 something guys. That's, I think, my second best finish on the Open. So I really do like Cherokee. It just makes a lot of sense on how they kind of set up. In that time of year, the weather is going to be very, very wishy-washy. You know, it's going to be either we could have cold fronts or it could be a big warming trend and they could pull up spawning. It's going to depend a lot about the weather on what guys do with that one as well. You've got offshore fishing. The smallmouth can be schooled up. You can go catch them offshore on your live units, or you could go up shallow, fish around shallow rock, docks. There's laydowns, there's wood. You can flip for big largemouth cranking. I mean, there's all kinds of different things the lake has to offer. So definitely looking forward to getting over to that one and seeing what we can do there, and just use everything we've kind of learned in the past to really to try making the most out of that event. So moving on to the first event of the Northern Opens, will be on the James River in Richmond, Virginia, and that's going to be April 14th to the 16th. Now, we've never been to the James River this time of year, but James River is always kind of a staple on the Opens. It's been a regular stop the last couple of years, and I've been there. It's always been kind of a special place in my heart just because it's where I did win there as a co-angler, my first time being there. So I've definitely had a couple years to gather a lot of information and knowledge about the James River just through my experience of being there as a co-angler, and this will be my third time as a boater fishing there. So definitely learned a couple hard lessons there in the last couple years. But the James River is a big playing field, and it always seems to separate guys out quite a bit. You've got guys that always like to stay close in the Richmond area and try to make the most out of their time and try running the tide. It's a lot more hodgepodgey kind of fishing. Then you've got kind of the midsection of the James River where there's a couple creeks, cypress trees, docks, stuff like that, and you can run and gun down there, or you make the long run to the Chickahominy River. That's where a lot of big Florida strains are at. It's where you usually see a lot of the bigger fish and bigger bags caught. It's just a gamble because you run quite a bit. Your run's gonna vary between 50 minutes to an hour and 20, depending on how far you run up the Chickahominy. So that's what makes it such a good tournament body of water, though. It spreads everyone out, and it offers a lot of different things for guys to do. So that'll be a really exciting one, and it's going to be in April. And in the past, research I've done, big weights tend to show up there in April. There's big Florida strains in that river, so big weights do show up. 8 to 10 pounders are caught there every year, so it is a very fun body of water for sure. So moving on, after the James River will be the second tournament of the Northern Opens, and that's going to be on Oneida Lake, and we're going to be there July 7th through the 9th. And Oneida has always been another one of those staples on the Opens, and it's a very unique body of water as well. It's awesome. I've always loved upstate New York as well. You can catch a lot of fish up there. It has largemouth and smallmouth, a lot more smallmouth than largemouth, kind of like Cherokee, but the largemouth always seem to play as well. Guys have won on both species. It just kind of depends on what's really going to be happening as far as how far along they are on the spawn, what kind of winter they get, and Oneida as a whole has it really does have a lot to offer as far as offshore fishing. You've got shoals, you've got grass, you've got rock piles. You can go up shallow, punch, frog for largemouth. You can skip docks for largemouth. You can do all kinds of different things. So Oneida is a really unique body of water, and I'm excited to get up there. I have had a couple. I did have a couple good finishes up there as a co-angler. The last year we were there. Actually, this year we were there, and I didn't quite have the finish I wanted, but I definitely learned a lot of good things about that place, and made some mistakes that I'll definitely not make the same mistake that next year. So I'm excited to get up there and just put the lessons I've learned to use and all the knowledge I've gained to really make the most out of that event as well. And I'm excited to get up there. So moving along, after that one will be the final stop of the Northerns on the upper Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. And this is the one I've never been to, but it has always been a bucket list destination of mine, without a doubt. Upper Chesapeake Bay, I've done a lot of research, I've watched videos, I've done some reading, and it obviously seems like it's got some really big fish in it. We've seen in tournaments past the size that it can kick out, and it's another one of those very big playing fields, and it seems like it'll spread guys out quite a bit. There's one area that is known as the Flats, where it seems like a lot of guys group up at, but it's where the biggest concentration of largemouth tend to be. I'm pretty sure there's smallmouth in the bay as well, but like I said, my knowledge is very little about this place. So, but I think there's smallmouth as well. But as a whole, it is a very good tournament body of water, and it should be a very exciting way to end the Northern Opens and see who gets in, see who qualifies, and it's another title fishery as well. So that's another factor to add to everything, and another factor to put in a guy's game plan. So that will be a fun way to end the year and cross off another body of water off the bucket list, because that's one thing I love seeing and trying to learn and challenging myself on these new bodies of water and really seeing what they're all about and breaking them down quickly and seeing what we can put together. So ending the year, we're going to be on Lake Hartwell, October 6th through the 8th. And Lake Hartwell is a very unpredictable lake, and I say that because, number one, the time of year we're going to be there, you're going to have multiple different things you can do. It's a big playing field. You can run way up either creeks. You got the Seneca, and you can run each creek. You can run down to the dam. you got cane piles, you've got offshore, you can get out there on your live units and scan around, you've got docks, you can skip around docks, throw some top water. And so really, it's just a hodgepodge of whatever. You just figure out what you really like to do. But there could be schooling fish. You could be running down the lake and all of a sudden they start schooling. You could pull over, load the boat in 5 casts, and that's your tournament. So it is going to make for another very exciting body of water to end the Southerns on, because it's just so many different things you can do, and it is big enough to spread everyone out. And it has a lot of spotted bass, a lot of big largemouth. So you could see all spotted bass win, you could see all largemouth win, or you could literally see a mixed bag of largemouth and spotted bass. So I have fished Lake Hartwell before. The last time we were there was early fall. I did have the bites. I had a couple big ones pinned up that did not get in the boat. So definitely looking forward to capitalizing and just trying to learn from a couple lessons I learned last time we were there, and expanding on a couple areas of the lake that I kind of feel good about. So, I just love fishing in the fall. I've always done, I just have a lot of confidence fishing that time of year. So really excited to get over there and see what it's all about. So I hope you guys enjoy. And definitely follow along next year on the Opens. I'm gonna video my practices and break down everything for you guys. I'm gonna have practice videos, tournament videos, and then a post-tournament video, just kind of breaking down everything that I did as well. So that's gonna be a really exciting thing. I'm excited to do, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, subscribe, please like the video, and I can't wait for you guys to follow along for the next one. So hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in